खुशी जय सच्चिदानंद।
खुशी का क्या है? खुशी गुस्सा करती है आपके ऊपर?
हाँ,
करिश्मा आपके ऊपर भी करती है?
ओके मोनिका, यू कैन स्टार्ट।
जय सच्चिदानंद रंजी दादा।
हाँ, जय सच्चिदानंद। દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, પ્રેમનો અમૃત પાવું છે, પ્રેમનો અમૃત પાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદા ભજનની રડ મને લાગી, દાદા ભજનની રડ લાગી, ભક્તિ રસમાં નાવું છે, ભક્તિ રસમાં નાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, સાગર માં નૈયા મારી ડોલે, સાગર માં
નૈયા મારી ડોલે,
સામે કિનારે મારે જાવું છે, સામે કિનારે મારે જાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, જીવન મારું બન્યું બકારો, જીવન મારું બન્યું બકારો, દાદા ચરણ મારે છે, દાદા દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદા તમારી આજ્ઞામાં રહીને, દાદા તમારી આજ્ઞામાં રહીને, જ્ઞાનામૃત મારે પીવું છે, જ્ઞાનામૃત મારે પીવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદા વિતરાગીની દીક્ષા પામી, દાદા વિતરાગીની દીક્ષા પામી, દાદા જેવું મારે થાવું છે, દાદા જેવું મારે થાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે, પ્રેમનો અમૃત પાવું છે, પ્રેમનો તમારે ગાવું છે
દાદાનું ગીત મારે ગાવું છે.
Jai Sachidanand. Okay, quickly. Now Kalamo, number 1, Shreya Didi.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. હે દાદા ભગવાન, મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત માનો કિંચિત માત્ર પણ અહમ ન દુભાય, ન દુભાવાય કે દુભાવવા પ્રત્યે ન અનુમોદાય એવી પરમ શક્તિ આપો. મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત માનો કિંચિત માત્ર પણ અહમ ન દુભાય એવી સ્યાદવાદ વાણી, સ્યાદવાદ મનન અને સ્યાદવાદ મનન કરવાની પરમ શક્તિ આપો. તે સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Please, number 2.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. હે દાદા ભગવાન, મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત્માનો ધર્મનો કેન્દ્ર પણ દાદા ભગવાન, મને કોઈ પણ ધર્મનો કિંચિત માત્ર પણ અહમ ન દુભાય, ન દુભાવાય કે દુભાવા પ્રત્યે ન અનુમોદાય એવી પરમ શક્તિ આપો. મને કોઈ પણ ધર્મનું કિંચિત માત્ર પણ પ્રમાણ ન દુભાય એવી સ્યાદાદ વાણી, સ્યાદાદ વર્તન અને સ્યાદાદ મનન કરવાની પરમ શક્તિ આપો. જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Number 3, Khushi. Ahmedabad.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. હે દાદા ભગવાન, મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી ઉપદેશક, સાધુ સાધ્વી કે આચાર્યનો અવર્ણવાદ, અપરાધ, અવિનય ન કરવાની પરમ શક્તિ આપો.
Kushal. Number 4.
हे दादा भगवान, मुझसे किसी भी देहधारी जीवात्मा के प्रति किंचित मात्र भी ठेस न पहुंचे, ऐसी किसी भी
Above Tiraskar.
अभाव तिरस्कार मुझसे कभी ना हो, न किसी के द्वारा कराया जाए एवं किसी को ऐसा करने का अनुमोदन ना दिया जाए, ऐसी आप मुझे परम शक्ति दे. जय सच्चिदानंद.
Khushi. Chennai, number 5.
હે દાદા ભગવાન, મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત્માની સાથે ક્યારે પણ કઠોર ભાષા, તંતીની ભાષા ન બોલાય, ન બોલાવાય કે બોલવા પ્રત્યે ન અનુમોદાય એવી પરમ શક્તિ આપો. મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત્માની હે દાદા ભગવાન, કોઈ કઠોર ભાષા, તંતીની ભાષા બોલે તો મને મૃદુ રુજુ ભાષા બોલવાની પરમ શક્તિ આપો.
Monica, number 6.
હે દાદા ભગવાન, મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત્મા કે પ્રતિ સ્ત્રી, પુરુષ યા નપુંસક ગમે તે દેહધારી હોય તો તેના સંબંધમાં કિંચિત માત્ર પણ વિષય વિકાસ સંબંધી દોષો, ઈચ્છાઓ, ચેષ્ટાઓ યા વિચાર સંબંધી દોષો ના કિયા જાય, ના કરવાયા જાય, કરતા કે પ્રતિ ના અનુમોદાય એવી પરમ શક્તિ આપો. મને નિરંતર નિર્વિકાર રહેવાની પરમ શક્તિ આપો.
Surya, number 7.
હે દાદા ભગવાન, મને કોઈ પણ રસમાં લુપ્ત ન કરાય એવી શક્તિ આપો. તમારો ખોરાક લેવાય એવી પરમ શક્તિ આપો.
Keval, number 8.
Hey, Dada Bhagwan, please give me infinite inner strength to never utter untrue or adverse things for anyone, either in one's presence or absence.
Divya.
હે દાદા ભગવાન, મારે દુઃખ કલ્યાણ કરવાનું નિમિત્ત બનવાનું પરમ શક્તિ આપો. શક્તિ આપો.
Jai Sachidanand. Okay. Shailesh Dada, 3 mantra bolaye, please.
નમો વિતરાગાય, નમો અરિહંતાનમ, નમો સિદ્ધાનમ, નમો આયરિયાનમ, નમો વજ્જાયાનમ, નમો લોય સવ સાહુનમ,
સાહુણમ
ऐसो पंचनमुक्कारो सौवपावपणासनम् मंगलानं च सौवेसिम् पद्मं हवै मंगलम् ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
जय सच्चिदानंद।
जय सच्चिदानंद।
Hey Sachidanand, Keval, daily prayer. Loudly, please.
Hey Dada Bhagwan, please give me infinite inner strength such that I never compromise on health, so that my body as an instrument is always helpful to me in accomplishing my life goal of studies and satsang. I will always remain sincere in studies. I will always stay from bad company and bad habits. And whatever happens, please share your divine grace such that I never ever miss my satsang. I use my mind, speech, body, instrument, and my soul that the Lama resources to oblige others to the best religion. I will always remain sincere, moral, and pure in mind, speech, body, and in all my dealing with self, and everyone lives with me a man of personality, or excellent exactly as Dada Bhagwan. O Dada Bhagwan, I pray the result to always listen to my parents and never back answer them arrogantly. Please give me infinite inner strength in this regards. Chase Vichidanand.
Hey Sachi, how was your week with your parents?
Good.
Good? 100%?
No, one time I got angry.
One time you get angry. What happened?
I was trying to find something in my parents my parents weren't really helping me.
Oh, Mama said no, Papa said no.
Mama.
Mama, okay. Study prayer in who knows English? Itaksiba.
Yes, sir. Oh, Dada Bhagwan, I'm determined to break my all barriers, obstacles, and obstructions that come to me studying. Please shower your divine grace and break the valleys on my vision and give me best to me that infinite inner strength to learning my best. Sister,
I said, how is the study going on?
my study is going good.
How can you say good? Your math is your problem in math. How can you say good?
I'm doing every day.
No, I know, but you have to say that my math is, I had problem with my math test and I'm working hard. Okay?
Yes, I'm working hard.
Yeah, that first you have to say, yeah, okay. Divya, hey Dada Bhagwan. Hey Dada Bhagwan.
Hey Dada Bhagwan.
हम
हम
हैं
हैं
आपके
आपके
बच्चे,
बच्चे,
दिल के
दिल
हैं
के हैं
सच्चे।
सच्चे।
दिल भी है
दिल भी है
कच्चे,
कच्चे।
काम के अच्छे।
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Okay. Dada Bhagwan separation prayer. English. Keval.
Hey, pure soul, Dada Bhagwan, your separate body self Keval is separate. Oh, pure soul, Dada Bhagwan, you are real. Body self Keval is relative. Hey, pure soul, Dada Bhagwan, you are permanent. Body self Keval is temporary.
Hey, Gujarati Chinai.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. હે શુદ્ધાત્મા દાદા ભગવાન, તમે જુદા છો, મોનિકા જુદા છે. હે શુદ્ધાત્મા દાદા ભગવાન, તમે રિયલ છો, મોનિકા રિલેટિવ છે. હે શુદ્ધાત્મા દાદા ભગવાન, તમે પરમાનન્ટ છો, મોનિકા ટેમ્પરરી છે. જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. हिंदी पुणे.
हे शुद्धात्मा दादा भगवान, आप अलग हैं, दर्शना अलग है. हे शुद्धात्मा दादा भगवान, आप रिलेटिव हैं, दर्शना टेम्परेरी है. हे शुद्धात्मा दादा भगवान, आप परमानेंट हैं, दर्शना टेम्परेरी है.
Okay, जय सच्चिदानंद. आपने पढ़ा के ऐसे आंख बंद करके बोला?
आग बंद करके बोला.
Very good. Okay. Okay. Anybody remembers the homework? Okay. This week we have been talking about teachers, parents, father, mother, teachers. Okay. So what is your conclusions on that about okay? What one thing you will do now after learning, talking about it all week? Okay, who wants to start? Keval, I gave you the homework, right? On Monday or Tuesday? Okay, go ahead. Monday, yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Keval.
I learned from my teacher how to draw.
Say that loudly.
I learned from my teacher how to draw.
I can. Somebody?
I will want. Please repeat.
How to draw.
How to draw? Drawing.
Yeah, but that's learning, right? No.
You
What's
want to
your
learn drawing?
life learning? You want to talk about life learning that your teacher, mama, papa is passing on you that you will never forget in your life.
Um,
You think about it. Okay,
don't
Monica.
get too worked up over it.
Oh, go ahead. You know this, Kevin? Go ahead.
Don't get too worked up over small things.
Mhm.
I cannot get
Don't
it.
get too much worked up on small things.
Like what? Small thing like what? Okay, think about it. Anyway, Monica, think about it, okay?
हाँ, जय
Don't look at
सच्चिदानंद.
mama. You think.
Conclusion.
Monica?
हिंदी में क्या है, इंग्लिश में?
जोर से बोलो पास में आके.
हिंदी में क्या है?
Hindi or English?
English.
हाँ. I want to tell conclusion about what we have learned. Yeah.
You can think about papa, you can talk about mama, you can talk about any teacher. Okay, one thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Papa, I learned that to not be anger in small things and getting irritated by my sisters. We should listen of them also. And in Mama, I learned that we should be active all the time. If any work has been given, we should be active. And teachers, I learned that we should be calm at every time, not to be anger in silly mistake or getting irritated by our distractions.
Very good, Kushi. Chinai.
Very Sachidanand. My father and mother told just one thing about me because I am not giving respect to my sisters. So I will give respect now also. My teachers also tell that respect your sisters, father, mother, guardian, everyone. So I choose respect.
Okay, Treya.
I learned from my teacher that I should keep practicing in every subject and don't give up. And from my mother, I learned that don't get angry in small things and work it out by ourselves. And from my father, I learned how to manage circumstances.
Tirth. Tirth. You don't know? Okay. Kuchi. Ahmedabad.
जय
You can speak,
सच्चिदानंद.
if you don't love words, you can speak in Hindi, okay?
ओके. जय सच्चिदानंद. मेरे टीचर ने मुझे ये सिखाया है कि मेहनत करके ही पढ़ना चाहिए, एग्जाम में कभी चोरी भी नहीं करनी चाहिए. और मम्मी ने ये सिखाया है कि छोटी छोटी बात में कभी गुस्सा नहीं करना चाहिए. और पापा ने ये सिखाया कि कभी हम हमारे से भूल हो जाती है तो उसको हमें मम्मी पापा से बात करनी चाहिए, उसको छुपाना नहीं चाहिए.
Okay. Pune.
हाँ, जय सच्चिदानंद. I learned from my teachers that when you are doing study, you should focus on doing study, not about anything else. I learned from my mom that you should do your sadhans regularly without missing it. And I learned from my father that brother and sister, you should not fight with each other and do not irritate.
Vishal.
Yes, Sachidanand, my father told that we should give respect to our elders, like our mother, teacher, and older brother. And my mother told that we should, if we are doing something, like if we are studying or doing homework, so we should focus on that only, not other thing. And my teacher told that if we have not done a homework, or we should, ma'am has said to learn this chapter, we have not done, so we should not hide it, we have to tell to our teacher.
Pratibha.
Jai Sachidanand. From teacher, I had learned discipline and the studies, that how to do study. I had learned from mom that we have to always keep our nature kindly, peacefully, cheerful, and funny. And we have to respect. My mom only learned that we have to respect to everyone. Don't say lie. Always say the truth. From my father, I had learned that we have to don't steal anything. We have to always have total, and we have to don't think about us that how it's nature. We have to only have it. We have to don't think
Darsal.
that he is a bad person, not.
Okay. Darsal, thank you. Darsal.
Jai Satchidanand. My teacher told me that don't react on any, means if you get disturbed, just tell me, and if you get disturbed. And my father and mother told that don't give back answer to anyone.
Okay. Navneet Didi.
Jai Sachidanand, I learned from my Mati to study more sincerely and actively.
Okay. Okay. Deepakaranji.
Very good. It was a very good observation, and you have learned very well. Now, I believe that if you just keep it up with whatever lessons you have learned and got from your teacher, dad, and mom, I believe you will not have any problem in life. Again, I will say that obedience is a very important aspect, even in the worldly matters and at the same time in the spiritual matter. If you are obedient to your parents, if you are obedient to your teacher, you're obedient to your elders, you're obedient to Dada, you will never have any problem. What it means, what you have learned from them, you will stick on it. That means you will never break the boundary of what you are taught, or what you have learned, or what you got from your parents and teachers. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Shailesh Dada.
Jai Sachidanand. So all of you are doing, all my young friends, you are doing good. Keep it up. and have your visions and horizons widened. Keep it widening. So not only we want to achieve best in both relative as well as real, but in relative also it would be a holistic growth or holistic development along with our progress in real. So my hearty wishes and prayers to Dada Bhagwan for all of you to have best of all.
Okay, Jai Sachidanand. Okay, there's a special homework. Mr. Hamilton, Dr. Hamilton, whatever you want to call it. Did anybody read the write-up we had sent?
That's okay, yes.
Yeah, there's only Monica, China, you guys didn't read it?
Yeah, we
Okay, okay, Darsal. You read it. What do you think about it? What you learned from there?
I learned that whenever anyone says something or asks something, so sometimes I say no, that I don't like this, or so in that method I learned that we should say yes because they means मतलब उनको दुख लगता है इसलिए.
Okay. What is how about the Mr. Hamilton or Dr. Hamilton? What do you think about him? Okay, Monica, what do you think? Or Kushi, what do you think about that person? Why are we talking about that person?
Yeah, he is a really great surgeon of the world without even learning anything, without even doesn't know even writing. Even though he achieved a great success in his life by not only respecting the job, he also did rather than work also with that without hesitating. So this success has been came for him.
Okay, anybody else? So does that mean that Shailesh Dada, one of the kids can stay with you and be like him and become a great surgeon? Shailesh, now this is just a rhetorical question, but now please talk about it because it's your specialty, and this great person become a doctor without any studies or knowledge. Go ahead.
It's a story of an unbelievable achievement, I would say, that a person basically not having any background of medicine, not even knowing how to read or write, but the biggest quality which took him to these heights is yes means accept the work or the opportunity which comes your way. His mind or intellect never said, no, this is not my job, but he accepted. And not only he accepted, but he was very sincere and steadfast or very persistent and perseverance with the job. And the inside God, which is the abode of infinite knowing power, abode of infinite seeing power, abode of infinite energy. And no sooner he applied himself to the work or job, he started gaining the insights, knowledge, skills, which even not the formal training would be able to impart. So in the course of events, he just went on climbing the stairs or ladder of the knowledge and skills, so much so that was appointed as an assistant, and then he was appointed as a teacher for the junior surgeons. And the very persistence and sincerity of the work, dedication, I would say, opened out all the inner doors of the knowledge, skills, and abilities, so much so that he was awarded the honorary degree of the surgeon by the university or by his greatest surgeons colleagues, I would say. So it's really an eye-opener example, I would say, where a person can achieve anything and everything under the sky. Nothing is impossible if your attitudes are right. If your attitudes are, okay, yes, I would do it, I can do it, I would do it in a best possible way with all the sincerity, with all the abilities, whichever I have, then this is really a marvelous example. And it teaches us many, many lessons of the life. I would say not a single lesson, but it teaches us many, many lessons of the life, right from not only accepting the opportunity or the circumstances and making best out of it. We seek that whether the circumstance or situation is good for me, he made the situation best for him. Then it's an example of sincerity, it's an example of dedication, it's an example of persistence and perseverance. It's off.
Okay, so you children are right now. You are a very, very interesting opportunity that no other children are getting it. Anyone can tell me what that opportunity you are getting? Monica knows. Who else knows? That's only Monica? Huh? Okay, Shreya knows. Okay, who else? Think. You're put in a very interesting situation. Very good opportunity. Nobody else children are getting it. And you're getting it every day. Okay, Monica Didi, what do you think?
Thank you. We are getting opportunity to come in satsang that no children are taking.
Yes, Shreya,
Dada's Gyan.
Dada's Dhyan, Keval,
Satsang.
Satsang. Okay, so it's a right answer. So now, how are we going to use this opportunity? See, Mr. Hamilton uses that opportunity to become a great, great surgeon without any knowledge or learning. So how are we going to take
Formal
care of
learning.
formal learning? Thank you. Practical learning, he got plenty. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a lot of learning otherwise, but
But the
without formal.
children, yeah, the children are getting a lot of practical knowledge of that Dada Bhagwan. Okay, so
Hello.
hello, Deepakaj, you want to say something?
No, he's talking to somebody.
Oh, okay. So how are we going to take opportunity?
Yes, sir.
Like
Okay, one minute. I'll just take 1 minute.
okay.
What you learn practically is ultimate, and this is what we have known from the story of Hamilton, that he got that opportunity to be with the doctor for several years, and he saw, as you see, so you learn. That's the way you learn, and that's how he has learned, and he became perfect in that. Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, so knowing his background, knowing his perseverance, knowing his eagerness, knowing yes. So how are you going to take opportunity of satsang? What do you think you want to be really, really, no matter what? Right, Shreya? No matter what. Anybody? Monica?
Yeah, my weaknesses in Kalam.
It's what?
My weakness by removing.
No. What opportunity you going to do? Okay, you're going to try to. Okay, you're saying you want to improve your weaknesses. Okay, that's an opportunity. Anybody else? But how would you do it? Like he said yes. Okay, he stood there for 8-10 hours. He observed everything. So what are you going to do? I know you want to take the weak. His inner thinking was to learn, learn, learn. But what about you? What are you going to do? One thing that will make you learn Dada's Gnan.
I want to be in Lagutam with everybody, not in Gurutam.
Okay, anybody else? Darshana?
I want I want to improve my bad behavior with everyone.
You want to increase what?
I want to improve my bad behavior with everyone.
Okay, anybody else? Kushi?
I will say yes to my mommy when she's telling all the works, and I will observe what she is doing, and I will get the opportunity to do that work by myself when mommy is not here.
Okay, so you want to become mummy, like mommy, okay? Anybody else? Itaksiba?
Yes, Sachidan, I want to improve in my studies and maths, and like Kushi Didi, I have to also say to mom and all work that she told me, and I have to do that all work because sometimes I say no to mommy that I will not do.
No, we are talking about satsang. How are you going to take advantage of the satsang you are getting every day? How did Dada Bhagwan become Dada Bhagwan? Anybody knows?
Dada Bhagwan was doing now Kalma from that they become Dada
Yeah,
Bhagwan.
okay. See, you have to catch on something like that. That will improve. Dada
Uh,
become Darsal.
Dada Bhagwan became as he was doing all the satsadhan and not doing मतलब क्रोध किसी के ऊपर नहीं करते थे.
Yeah, right. So, you learn from there that if you just stick to one or two things, you can become Dada Bhagwan. You can do anything in the world. Okay? Any one thing you want to add, Shaileshanandji?
Yeah, so the message is yes, as far as satsang is concerned, you all told few things. But the point is, wherever you go, there are many great personalities in different fields. And if you have the opportunity, see, the satsang is not only uh, uh, good things or something, but it is a vision and science, I would say art and science of life. See, this very lesson which we are discussing right now, that by just looking at the things, by sincerely, dedicatedly applying himself, he just learnt everything and reached this height. So if we apply ourselves wherever we are around us, there are many great personalities, or different people have different abilities of different fields. If I share one small story in line of this, I was at Arvind Eye Hospital for observership of 2 weeks. And at Arvind Eye Hospital, I observed that their nursing staff, see, the nursing staff, they just take the untrained girls, then they train them in their own hospital setup, and then they put in the operation theater duties. And after few years, those nursing staffs would teach or would moderate or would supervise or would guide the other surgeons who are operating that, no, sir, now please stop here. It would end up into complication. So working sincerely and observing different surgeons and assisting different surgeons, the nursing staff also was achieving such an abilities that they could claim that their per human hour production is greatest in the world, and those nurses were guiding us, the new surgeons, just like Hamilton. So whichever field or whichever opportunity, or whichever, wherever you happen to come in contact with any great person, suppose if you are in contact with Kaviraj, and if you apply yourself, you would develop that art or that ability. Similarly, in different fields, you would find different people. And life is an holistic or overall development, relative as well as real. So the lesson is apply yourself, look, understand the importance of that opportunity to be with somebody who has some achievement or who has some extra skills over other, and that would fetch you those skills, abilities, and achievements. That's what how I look at the things. When I was younger, maybe fifth or sixth standard, studying at Umargaon, in my spare time, I used to go and sit in a doctor's clinic as just an observer and maybe sometimes helping here and there. But my inner was telling me that if I keep in touch with that doctor, keep on observing, that motivated me to become doctor in the future, or that helped me to become a doctor in the future, something like that.
Okay, Deepakanji?
Yeah, Jai Sachidanand. There is a word called hands-on experience.
Yes.
That is practical learning.
And even before hands-on, if you even get the opportunity to be with the person, to observe, to be with that, in that field, also you learn.
Yeah. So it is said that every theory in the world, whatever we see, was developed from practical. So if you have that opportunity to learn and put anything into practice, what Dada used to say, don't be a bookworm. Have you heard of this thing? Do you know a bookworm? Have you heard of this? No? Google. Google sometime. Now you guys all have mobile phones with you. So Google and find out what does bookworm mean. Dada had told one Mahatma's son, being bookworm and getting degrees will not help, but you'll have to live and learn practically dealing with people. So what it means, whenever you get chance to live with people, it is always better. You learn more, you learn and you become perfect in that. That is your best learning ground. And of course, as you see from others, you will learn very easily, quickly and better, and that's how you become perfect also. Jai Sachidanand.
Okay, that's okay, very good. So this, I think this was a very good week we spent on teachers. Okay, so we will see you next week. I mean tomorrow. Okay, Jai Sachidanand.
Just a minute. Before we go further, Shaileshanandji, we will do a small prayer. આપણા મીનુબેન છે ને મીનુબેન એ જયમેશાનંદજી ના ભત્રીજી એટલે એમના મધર છે ને દક્ષાબેન એ હોસ્પિટલાઇઝ થયા છે તો તમે પ્રાર્થના કરાવો.
દક્ષાબેન ને?
હા દક્ષાબેન અમદાવાદમાં હોસ્પિટલાઇઝ થયા છે. Just 2 minutes, રણીબેન.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
हे श्री सिमंदर स्वामी प्रभु.
हे श्री सिमंदर स्वामी प्रभु.
हे श्री दादा भगवान वितराग परमात्मा.
हे श्री दादा भगवान वितराग परमात्मा.
हे सर्वे वितराग शासन देव देवियो.
हे सर्वे वितराग शासन देव देवियो.
हे सर्वे निष्पक्षपाती शासन देव देवियो.
हे सर्वे निष्पक्षपाती शासन देव देवियो.
महात्मा दक्षाबेन ना.
महात्मा दक्षाबेन ना.
शुद्धात्मा भगवान ने.
शुद्धात्मा भगवान ने.
नमस्कार करीने.
नमस्कार करीने.
અમે સૌ પ્રાર્થના કરીએ છીએ.
અમે સૌ
પ્રાર્થના કરીએ છીએ.
પ્રાર્થના કરીએ છીએ કે
આ દક્ષાબેનને.
આ દક્ષાબેનને
જે અશાતા વેદનીયનો ઉદય આવ્યો છે.
જે અશાતા વેદનીયનો ઉદય આવ્યો છે
એમાં એમની ઉપર.
એમાં એમની ઉપર
આપ એવી કૃપા આશીષો વરસાવજો.
આપ એવી કૃપા આશીષો વરસાવજો
કે જેથી કરીને સત્વરે અશાતા વેદનીયના ઉદયો.
અશાતા વેદનીયના ઉદયો
પૂરા થઈ જાય અને તે દરમિયાન એમને અંદર શુદ્ધાત્મા પદની સુંદર સ્થિરતા વર્તે, એમને અવ્યાબાદ સ્વરૂપનો સુંદર અનુભવ વર્તે. જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Jai Satchidanand, Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand, Dr. Dan. Okay.
Okay, Jai Sachidan. Okay, Mahatma, have anybody has questions? We want to talk about continuing with yesterday's theme on the pad. I met Dada Bhagwan. કયું પદ હતું દીપકાનજી? So how that has changed my life. Okay, some Mahatmas did talk about yesterday. So, and then of course we will ask both the Aptaputras, but in the meantime, any Mahatmas, we have Vaishali Ben, we have Salla Ben, we have Tripta Ben, we have we have Dilip Bhai. Anybody? Dilip Bhai, Metta. No?
Dr. Lalita ji is also there, I think.
She spoke yesterday. Yeah. I'm sure she'll speak. She did contribute yesterday. Oh, Tripta Ben is here. Okay. Teacher. First we take the teacher. Tripta Ben. I met Dada. How did it change your life?
Oh my God. I don't have words to say how Dada has changed my life. My whole life has changed. And I'm so thankful to Rajni Bai, to you, and especially to Taruben, you know, how my life has changed. And since I started going to doing satsang, and then going for all the Guru Purnima and everything. And now with Zoom, having satsang every day. And even if I'm not able to attend, you know, the recordings and the hard work that Aptaputras and all of you have put it, I have no words to thank you. I'm glad, you know, I just put it on, you know, the satsang is coming, and I was not prepared for this, but I don't need any preparation.
You're a teacher, so give me some
That's what I'm saying.
specifics. Give us some specifics. That's
okay.
why we have to put you on spot.
Okay. Yes, no, I am going to do that. But first I was going to, you know, I am so overwhelmed. Fine. Okay, the specifics are this, you know, that now that I have, because of satsangs, I do not want to forget even for one moment that main Shuddhatma, that I am the pure soul. Earlier, you know, everything was with body and tripta. Now, you know, my only pratna to Dada Bhagwan every day is I should not forget that I am the pure soul. And as soon as it comes, I have to stop and say, no. And once I know that I am the pure soul and everybody around me is a pure soul. And that I do not want to forget. And that has what has really helped me. Okay, and that, and especially my relationship with my husband. I will tell you that because he and I are the only ones in the house. The children are gone; they are settled, and whatever happens between us, you know, ups and downs come. Like he says something and I say something, and immediately, you know, I say he's the pure soul, Vyavasthit Shakti, and all the 9 Agyas, you know, come right in front of us. And I do Pratikraman every moment. Even a wrong thought comes to me, I am doing Pratikraman, means, and watching the little children. And I say, you know, I always watch the children's program, even on recordings, because these little children are so lucky that we are getting this satsang at this age. Okay. And these children are getting at such young age. And I pray to Dada. My prayers every day is to my children, ki inko bhi satsang mile. hey, Dada Bhagwan. And the good thing is, both my sons, Ajay was actually in the Gyan Vidhi. Kannu Dada had come to my house for Gyan Vidhi. Taruben and Rajni Bai's house, he was visiting, and we had Gyan Vidhi in my house. And my younger son got the Gyan right when with Kannu Bai at my house. So I know he got the Gyan. And then Amit, my older son, came at Taruben's house. Kannu Bai did the Vidhi for him. He told me, Tripta, maine Vidhi kar diya hai. So I know, in their mind also, Gyan is going to work someday. And I pray, that my daughter-in-laws and their children also come in this. And every opportunity I get, I try to encourage them and tell them that you are the pure soul, you're not this body. If anything happens to them, it is, I tell them, because they do have in English. Deepak Bhai had come long time ago to Pittsburgh, and he used to do satsang with them in the basement in Prakash Bhai's house. With who was the lady in
Vibhuti Ben.
Vibhuti Ben. In their house, we used to do satsang, and Deepak Bhai taught both of them also, and they have that ingredient also. So how Dada Bhagwan has changed my total life. It is, and that has given me so much happiness, that I am the pure soul. I am nothing else but a pure soul. Everybody is a pure soul. Whatever happens is vyavasthit, looking the 9 agyas. So I don't know what else to say, because it is, I just cannot go back. And I'm so thankful to all of you. That's all I can say. I hope I want to give other people a chance also.
Very good. Very good, Tripta.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, do you want to have any comments on that, Shaileshanandji? Want to talk with Tripta?
It's a great journey going on, and with Dada's grace, and it's heading towards the full moon, I would say, Purnahuti ki taraf aage badhe. Or along with that, Dada has inculcated in every one of us that take others with you, or wishing and praying for the welfare of others also. So a great going. The science is at work. The Vitrag, Vigyan, the Dada's science, it is at work. It works. It works wonders.
Absolutely. And you won't believe, there is a lot of time difference between Pittsburgh and USA and India. And the night I decide, 5:30 baje subah satsang hai, Hindi satsang, I have to wake up. I will get up. Vyavasthit Shakti makes me wake up once I put that in it. That so I have to listen to satsang. It is just amazing. Dada's Gyan, Dada is always there with us, and tears come in my eyes when I think about him.
Yes.
And I thank him so much, that it is, without Dada, how could we have done this? It has become such a blissful life. These are not tears of sorrow. These are tears of joy.
Yeah, everybody realizes that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Hey, Lalita Ben, Dr. Shaileshanandji wants to talk to you.
Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand. Shaileshanandji, I have a small question, but if you think it's irrelevant, we don't have to deal with it. My question is, it's a medical question. Modern medicine cannot explain phantom limb syndrome.
Yeah.
But we know that it's the electrical body, and Dada has said that it will retract into the stump once the amputation is, after a while. But because of the extension of the electrical body, it feels pain, itching, things like that. Okay, now there was a Mahatma in Dada's presence, not to break HIPAA rules, but she had a stroke, what we call today a transient ischemic attack. Okay. And some of you Mahatmas may know who she is, but I don't want to take her name without her permission. So she had this, and this was somewhere in the 80s. I don't remember whether it was Dada's last trip or the last 2-3 trips. She refused medical attention. She just, she had that typical stroke gait and, a lack of wrinkles on the affected side, and she couldn't use her one side of her body. And she came and stood before Dada, and she refused medical attention and no rest, no nothing. There was a homeopathic doctor on that trip, and he was giving her some medicine. But I know that it was her faith in Dada, and Dada just looking at her, that the transformation occurred. Whatever that stroke was, it became transient, and she was completely cured from it. Now, medically, these things tend to recur. And she's been totally symptom-free for the last 40 plus years. So give me Dada's side explanation, not a...
No, I understood. Yeah, it's a great thing. So, see, there are gross to subtle and subtlest energy forces. And Dada Bhagwan, having both opened in him, not only the real absolute divine experience, but his relative self as a Jnani, also had so much so, जिसे हम सिद्धि बोलते हैं, but in scientific terms, his pure chit was powerful. It works like a laser. Wherever he would just look at, means he's seeing towards those atoms and molecules in the other person who are causing the defect. And that heat energy or that purified energy or whatever word we use it would just burn or blast those atoms and molecules which are impure or which are causing any obstruction or difficulties. And once they are gone forever, the things are being restored. So it works at the atomic and molecular levels. It also works at the energy levels because it is the energy. See, we have the gross body, we have the energy body, and we have the causal body. It's also proven fact that the defect occurs in the energy body, and then it comes to the gross body. So to me, it appears, or I can perceive that with a Jnani Purush can do anything and everything with few moments of looking there. He would not only disperse the defective atoms and molecules, but that derangement of the energy body is also being restored. And deeper down to that, it's the pure soul. The core of being is also being affected. So it's the correction at all the three levels, I would say. 3 levels of relative and as well as real. So इसीलिए बोलते थे कि ज्ञानी पुरुष चाहे सो करे. And there are n number of examples in his presence or by his vision or by his looking or patting at the things. So many things are getting corrected. But at the same time, Dadaji refrained from saying that it is anything like chamatkar. It is not a chamatkar.
I know he didn't take any credit for it.
Not a miracle, but it's a scientific process happening. And with a greatly evolved souls having the great purified energy levels and channels, both in relative and real, these things are very possible.
Yeah, because this Mahatma, from having a hemiplegic gait, in 3 days was doing garba.
Oh my God. So this is something.
You
are right. You are right.
It's seen to be believed.
Yes, medical mind would not believe it, but
No.
but the having witnessed it, we can, and having known Dada and having experiencing Dada within us, we can very well feel that. Yes, it's absolutely true. It's
Yeah, I also
absolutely.
want to share another experience. There's so many children running around in, around the motel. And in Dada's presence, not a single kid came with a scratch or bleed or cut or anything.
Yep.
Is that the umbrella of protection?
Yes, it is there, because it's said that the Tirthankar has the highest area of such divine energy circles, and Gnani also has this such sort of divine energy environment around him, where the untoward things may not enter inside. But the most significant for us is in his presence, rather than such gross events, what we look at is our inner purification, our inside changes so much so. કવિરાજ નું પદ में लिखा है ना कि दादाजी ની હાજરીથી માયા નાસી જાય, અહીં પણ સખણા નહીં બેસો, આપો ના ધોવાય. And Dadaji used to say that in our presence, that the Maya will not enter inside. So these inner transformational changes are much more significant if one is observant about it.
I've had it related to me by another Mahatma when he was in California, which is subject to a lot of tremors and earthquakes. When he was in LA, I believe it just went with a little tremor. It started out rattling, and Dada, of course, never blinked an eye, but it just went away. And Mahatmas came and related that and said, this happened in his presence,
Yeah.
So
it does happen. But he didn't highlight it for the simple reason that the world will misinterpret as miracles, and he didn't want it to be labeled
correct.
as.
Yeah, no, it's a distraction. You're right.
So, but yes, everything is possible, because everything is just smaller than the pure soul itself.
Correct. Well, thank you for that explanation.
That's
okay. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Okay, Shital Ben, I'm going to put you on the spot. I forgot when Kevin was here, I forgot to ask the question that he had given you homework.
Yes.
Okay, so can you talk about your homework? Is Kevin there also, or is not there?
He's there. I can call him. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, okay.
Let me just.
Keval, can you come here for a second? Let me wants to ask you a question. No, come, Keval. It's important. Everybody's waiting for you. Come. It's about the homework you gave me about not getting.
No, tell him, please come.
That's what I'm asking him. See,
Hey, Keval, sorry to disturb you from your important work, okay? You gave Mama homework about interaction with Papa. So now I'm going to put her on the spot to say what grade she got, okay?
Okay,
okay,
you can
Keval?
tell me if I did well, okay? He's so happy. Right. So Shaileshanandji, the homework from Keval was I should make a niyam not to get angry at Daddy.
Yes.
So
that's a great thing.
Yes. So this was the homework given few weeks ago. So in the first couple of weeks, my Nishay was strong. Things would pop up, but the goal was not having an argument. It's just keep moving forward. So I did well, but then after that, there have been a couple of times where I've forgotten and I've gotten angry. Most recently, do you remember anything? I think yesterday I was just so physically tired that it's like anything he said would irritate me. And so I would but I was quiet, but inside stuff still comes up. But Keval, do you want to, Do you think how I'm doing in my homework? Be honest. Be honest.
You get
Keval, did you see a Keval?
He says
Keval,
I
did
get
you?
a C.
Okay, see. Okay, very good. Okay. Why
Average.
you want improvement, Keval? Okay. Okay, then you continue your homework from C to onwards, okay, gentlemen?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I will.
Just,
But
just 1 minute. Dada, I just
Yes.
want to relate one thing about Keval when he was like, I don't know, 3 years old or 4 years old. And I was there at the place and I came to know one thing. His mama knows Gujarati very well. His father doesn't, he understands, but he cannot speak, but he speaks in English. And they had a maid who was, who spoke only Spanish. And this little Keval was smart enough to talk with her mom in Gujarati. With his dad, he will talk in English. And with the maid, he was talking in Spanish.
Oh my
No
God.
mistake. No mistake.
he would have full conversation, never English, because she spoke very little English. She could communicate with me because I speak little bit Spanish, but with Keval, full conversations in Spanish.
Yeah. So thank you, Keval.
Yeah, right.
Very good. Very good.
But yes, I will improve on my homework and I'll track it better. But Shaileshanandji, I did have a question.
Please.
So, you know, feeling tired. I'm realizing it's all mental. It's mental, psychological. Like just this week, I just get to the point where I'm just doing one thing after the other, and there's mental exhaustion and boredom that sets in, and then it gets in it. But then it's relentless. It doesn't stop, and then it's just like then I don't want to do anything. Like I just want to break. Like how do I get into this? What happens that gets me into this spiral, and how do I as Mahatma, handle this better?
Yes, I can understand that the most important thing which I feel is the relative self, especially mind, gets into these phases one after another. But we tend to get entangled with the mind or with the relative self that, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. The art or the science at this step is step back and see that, okay, Sheetal, are you so busy? No worry, I'm with you, Dada is with you. So you just become yourself and become away from what's cluster or what's the mind is going through. And that's the first important thing I would say, that the relative passes through the phases, but I as real, I'm Shuddhatma. And you can resort to, I'm abode of infinite knowledge, I'm abode of infinite seeing power, I'm abode of infinite bliss, something like that. So being Shuddhatma and getting away from the Prakriti is the key one. Key two, I can talk to Shailesh, you can talk to Sheetal, that okay, it's going on. Are you doer or Vyavasthit is doer? If Vyavasthit is doer, just be there, allow it to unfold or happen. It's our Prakriti, it's our mind, which takes the load that, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this carefully, I have to attend this, I have to be attentive to this and whatnot. Dadaji said a wonderful sentence. Gujarati mein મેમણે કહ્યું કે વ્યવહાર એના કરનારા સાથે જ હોય છે. So in English, if we say the relative has inside the relative doer or whatever you can say by itself, you are really not required to do it. It's our misperception since ages or since births that, oh, I have to do it. So once Pragna talks to Sheetal, that Sheetal, it is happening. It's happening by Vyavasthit. You just be there and the things will unfold. So that's key too. So that will take up the burden of having to be done, or you have to do all these things. And the third thing, some time back we discussed that we have to know our Prakriti and give some solutions according to the Prakriti. So you have brought the Prakritis just like me, that studious, sincere, and must be done, and what.
Perfectionist.
People
Yeah.
take it lightly, playfully, joyfully, and the things will be better. So you have to talk to your Prakriti the way it needs. Take it lightly, take it joyfully, take it happily. So that's key 3. Know your Prakriti, and Prajna can talk to the Prakriti to come to normal. Above normal is also not good. Below normal is also not good. More than required sincerity towards Vyavhar is also not good. Less than required is also come to normal. That's the key 3. And key 4th is, to my mind, take the in-between slots to re-energize or relax yourself. Small gestures, relative relaxation I'm talking, real though I'm Shuddhatma, I'm free of it. But relatively also you need little bit of slot, in-between slots of relaxation. So change something, sing something, listen something, stretch yourself, whatever. But you need to come down to normal, because this is the machinery. See, the mind, body, speech works like a machinery. And if that machinery is under constant stress, no matter what Gnan you apply, it is going to blast somewhere.
Yes.
Because that's the stress, that's the shortage of neuronal energy which is blasting. So just don't allow it to happen. Find out the ways how you can relax in between. How I would say in gross language, people say change the gears. And changing the gears of the mind and changing the gears of the antaskaran rather than outside. Something like that. So I think this is all what we need.
Yeah.
Because Vyavhar is going to continuously go on. It's not going to stop anywhere. And it's really passing. It's not always sincere or serious, but it is. For example, we surgeons operate something, and once we are free, we find out the ways to relax and come back to normality. Otherwise, that stress will kill us. So even between patients, so that you have to find out at relative level also. Real, but first real, I'm Shuddhatma. Sheetal, are you under stress? I'm with you. Dada is with you. Why are you so stressful? So talk to yourself. Be Shuddhatma. Use the Shuddhatma properties. And then at a relative level, as I said, 1, 2, 3 solutions.
Yeah.
I hope it.
No,
Okay,
that makes
Sheetal
sense. Yeah, especially about વ્યવહાર એના કરનારા સાથે જ છે, because અંદર શું થાય કે mind is constantly on high speed because, oh, if I don't do this, this won't get done, and this must get done. So there is just this non-stop pressure in mind to get to the next.
That doership belief causes increased stress.
Yes.
In fact, Dadaji said at one place, of course, Mahatmas would not have anxiety per se, but Dadaji said, Chinta e motama moto hankar che. In other words, anxiety or stress, it reflects the discharge egoism.
Whatever.
So change.
Okay.
Vyavhar ena karnara સાથે જ છે.
Yes, and okay, I have another question, but I can come back.
Wait, no. Just told Deepakan, you want to say something on that, and then you can ask the same question.
Yeah, Ji Sachidanand, Sheetalman, at times taking a small break, 10 to 15 minutes power nap can rejuvenate you very nicely. Very nicely. And I have experienced this, and even Randy Bhai has experienced that several times. With the tight schedule and so much of work, and like everything becomes blank. Then just taking 10-15 minutes power nap, you are again ready for another 2-3 hours without any problem. So I believe you must have tried this. If not, then try this.
I haven't, but Do Aptaputras also take time to relax? What do you guys do to like? Does your Prakriti?
I have taken 5 minutes nap, 8 minutes nap, 10 minutes nap between satsang.
Okay, and Shaileshanandji, between surgery, how do you relax between
That's
surgery?
what I already said you. That's what I already said you.
But what do you do? Like sometimes I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to relax. That's why I'm asking you. Nap is good. That's
no,
easy.
Shital man, I agree with Deepakanji. I always used to take, my work was very hectic. So every day coming home, I will take 15 minutes nap and then go have dinner. You know, then I could go on for the whole night after that. No problem.
I see.
Yeah, so that is my experience all the time. And then once you take the nap, you forget about. See, my work was 24 hours all over the world, right? But once I take a nap, I forget about work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Work
might
or
be.
change of means change your activities. Play with Keval. Play with anybody around for a few minutes and you are good with it.
Okay. I have to also make my to-do list shorter. I think allow time for these things as well.
Yeah, that will help a lot.
Be playful in between.
Yes, yes. Okay, simplify. Okay. Okay, my other question was sort of related to this. I don't feel like I have sorry, I'm just gonna say chitni hajri nathi. So like during the day, things just go one after the other. And at the end of the day, I feel like, okay, so what did I do? And I can't even remember half the things I did because there is no presence of mind, presence of chit in what is happening. It's whatever is required, must do. And so I'm doing it and then I'm on to the next thing, you know, this, how do you, because at the end of the day, let's do, what did I do? Pratikraman for things I missed, but I don't even know what I missed because there is no presence of mind during the day. So please show me remedy for this.
The best thing is right from the morning, as soon as we wake up, we get into Kam Shuddhatma. Shailesh bhai, have you woken up? What are you going to do? So Shuddh Upyog Gothavan jene apne kahiye, I become Shuddhatma, and in between, see, the basic lesson of us is whatever Shital is doing during the day, I as Shuddhatma is just the knower and seer of mind, speech and body. So time and on, we have to come in our Shuddhatma and see what the Shital is doing. Talk to Shital in between. Keep on talking to Shital. Shital, how is the things going on? Have you completed this task? What next? I am Shuddhatma. I am with you. Dada Bhagwan is with you. So the best awareness or best to remain in present or Chit's presence, whatever word you use, it is to be in Shuddhatma. That's number one. And then as far as the relative is concerned, some works would be mechanical and some works would require the presence of Chit there. So in a mechanical, you have to just see where your Chit is involved into. You are driving, you are cooking, that's a mechanical job happening at the level of spinal cord in medical language. So there we have to see whether I'm Shuddhatma or my Chit is involved into something else. So knowing as Shuddhatma where the relative Chit is engrossed or entangled or involved will bring you the presence. Shuddha Chitta Thaine Ashuddha ne jo, that's the biggest thing.
Okay. So for us, step one is observing Shital and talking to Shital, checking in with Shital. Okay.
File 1. That's what.
File number. Jai
Okay, Jai Sachidanand. Dr. Salaman.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
I believe after Dadaji no Gyan, I have experienced a completely different person. I used to be very hyper, very angry. As a thing has to be done my way or highway. And actually very first year of after getting Jnana, I was feeling completely different person. I was so happy inside, so I forgot about whole how things happen. I mean, my attitude actually. So everything changed and everything calmed down in the house and around the people, especially around my husband and children. But after a year, all the circumstances came, and I didn't know how to handle those situations. And then I started talking to, actually I used to call Kanu Dadaji directly. He used to bother everybody. First I tried to call Vasantbhai and them. I didn't get the answer. So you gotta talk to Dadaji. Then I tried to call India, and then I couldn't get the right answer. Couldn't reach Dada actually directly. So there was people who used to answer in between. So I used to get upset that too. But slowly I learned how to calm down and talk to myself. Actually, last 3 years, let me start that way. Last 3 years has changed a lot in my life. And slowly everybody passed away in family. At least 6 people passed away in my family. So I used to be very sad, and then right away I turned around everything after two of my family members passed. I used to feel why this happened to me. Why is happening to me? That was my biggest question. And then slowly I understood that it's not happening to me. The time has, all the circumstances keep changing all the time, and I'm trying to hold on to the family and members and loved ones. And our situation already changed actually after that. And slowly I started learning how 6 eternal things works, Tattva Gnan, they say. So in that, when I started talking to myself, there I understood more. That this is happening because that time has came, the Tattva, Gati Sahayak, Sthiti Sahayak, all those things I started learning those inside. Also, when Vittabhai fall, he had a fall down and had about 4 or 5 surgeries, one after another. Nothing has changed, even though now he's in so much pain after 4 surgery. I'm trying to evaluate myself inside. So what's going on? We have to pay that, payback time is very hard. Right now, I'm trying to sell the house and trying to do everything myself. Actually, I'm packing up so much in one of the house I'm trying to sell in Spartanburg. So I have learned myself that, okay, I'm the pure soul. Actually, I'm learning from you guys because Satsang has helped me a lot to how to handle the situation. Slowly, I'm learning myself that I'm the pure soul, so let's do happening by Sarla because there's a Shakti make it everything happening. So let's observe the Sarla how it's doing it. And so I put the demarcation line there. I'm not the doer. Things start happening easily, and I'm not tired as much I used to be. In every situation when I'm tired, I just sit down and take a break and drink water and start thinking, why are you feeling this tired now right now? Because I'm getting involved with it. Like I'm a doer. That's why it's happening. I notice myself. There's a lot of things changing in life, but one thing I learned is how to stay happy. And that's due to Dada Bhagwan Satsang and guidance of all the Aptaputras. Actually, Sarla has all the little bit problem with body too, because doing work, 10 hours driving and start working all over again, and non-stop. I've been doing for almost a month now here back in, and a little bit whatever the body pain and all those goes, and then it's not happening to me, it's happening to Sarla. Be observer, start talking inside, and that makes a big difference. And I learned how to stay in pure soul level, because every time I stay in the praying Dada Bhagwan and Dada Bhagwan Asinji Jai Karo, I stay like I see the Dada Bhagwan's face within me, and that makes me happy and stay there, and then right away feel so happy, just like a different person. I'm not the Sarla. That's what I already started experiencing that one. I'm not the Sarla, I'm not the doer. This is Vyas's Shakti making it happen, everything. So let's progress on that, and that gives me so much strength and happiness within. So I forget about whole world. Okay, whatever's happening, just let it happen. And slowly I've almost packed up almost like a 75%, 80% packing is done. All by myself, most of them without taking any help. Sometimes I had to carry boxes and do a lot of load, and it's still happening. And still Sarla get upset, and right away it turns around, do the Pratikraman, and once I start talking to myself, that gives me big key. Is it doer? Why are you getting upset? And right away it's like, okay, nobody's doer, so what makes sense? You just not happy within yourself, and so let's take your stand to within Siddhartha, and then everything changed. Then that's my experience. Jai Sachidanand.
Very good, Jai Sachidanand. Shaileshanandji, do you want to say anything?
No, it's a great journey, and yes, once I am Shuddhatma, the relative film goes on. The effect of the relative, if I am Shuddhatma, if I talk to Shailesh, it is very lightened or very mellowed down at that moment only. And once I apply Jnana, then the phases will pass on swiftly, because they are just the bypass phases. The second thing which I have been using for myself is when the things are cloudy or going tough in the relative, actually nothing is tough, but when the avasthas pose some burden, I use my internal measures, whatever, either my Siddhastuti, either Kaviraj Pad, or either anything else, which will refresh me or which will strengthen me in real, and which will disperse the clouds of relative effects. Apart from using the sentence that I'm free of all the sorts of effects of the relative, and I'm just Ankot Kirnavat Shuddhatma. So using one or other things where the relative effects should be away from me and it should be mellowed down. It's just the passing phases of the things.
Okay, Jai Sachidanand. Deepak Bhai.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
મુક્તિ સુખ સંચયનમાં દીપકાનંદજી મુક્તિ સુખ સંચયનમાં 48મું પદ છે 48મું. This is self sunrise. Shaileshanandji, Jai Sachidanand.
Yeah, I'm listening. Please go ahead.
So, હું વાંચું છું. This is self sunrise. એનો રાગ મારે જાણવો છે ને થોડું meaning જાણવું છે. I want to know the meaning and rag.
Rag afterwards, we'll see about the meaning. Huh?
Yes. This is the self sunrise. After crores of nights, I am the first Christian before the birth of Christ. This is a fact and nothing to hide. Supreme power is out of the subject and can see at a time all the objects, and the spirit beyond heaven, and holy power beyond imagination. Holy power beyond imagination no meaning શું છે? અને આખું પદ તમે હમણાં આવશે પર જોવા. This is a self sunrise. You know, rag મળે છે બધા. I want to know.
Yeah, afterwards, rag will be afterwards. You say first few lines again, then.
Oh, this is a self sunrise. નથી આવ્યું પદ આવતું?
So what is meant here is that Dadaji's Shuddhatma Anubhav, when it started from the Surat station in 1958, the pure soul self totally opened out and totally fully manifest with the infinite knowing power, infinite seeing power, infinite bliss. So much so that everything of the universe gets reflected onto it and nothing remains unknown. So the sunrise is also a relative comparison. Really, you can't compare the pure soul self with the sun. But if at all, if you have to compare, you can say that this is a self sunrise. Sunrise means it's a unfolding of the absolute knowledge, unfolding of the absolute perception power. And this is sort of eternal, means in principle it is eternal. So even the Christ is a relative time of reference. And this eternal is beyond all the time reference. So it is said that it's perpetual. So it is said that this is even before the birth.
Holy power beyond imagination.
Holy power beyond imagination. Holy and power both actually indicates relative, but beyond imagination means whatever you can imagine, the power of the pure soul self is beyond words, not even beyond imagination, it is beyond words. That's
words. Okay.
Yeah. That's what is to be conveyed here.
So,
because holy also applies to relative, imagination also applies to relative. This is real and absolute. It's beyond words, beyond everything. It's just the experience to be experienced.
I'm that unlimited expansion self-hosted examines of the worldly examinations. This is the first case bank of divine solutions. I'm in the theorem of absolutism. So what does it mean? I'm in the theorem of the absolutism. So what does it mean? Theorem of absolutism. I'm come
Your
to
words are breaking. I'm not able to hear the words.
I am in the theorem of the absolutism.
Yeah. So Dadaji used this sentence that
Jai Sachidanand.
Oh, Jai Sachidanand.
Was Shaileshanandji got disconnected? Oh. અહીંયા પછી તમે ગુજરાતી સત્સંગમાં આવજો ને અહીંયા કારણ કે એ નથી we don't have the PDF.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's move to something else.
Deepakanji?
Yes, Jai Sachidanand.
Now being time for our final session.
Okay, Jai Sachidanand, Shaileshanandji. Shaileshanandji, we had been, from last 3 weeks, we had been doing on Maya, that is
mindness,
possessiveness, right? So
just 1 minute. Huh? What happened?
Oh, yeah, you.
Okay.
You
Okay. Go ahead. Okay.
Jai
Go ahead.
Sachidanand. Shaileshanandji, from last 3 weeks, we had been doing the 3 sentences of separation. Along with that, we are focusing on Maya, that is possessiveness. So during the day, we come across so many situations that we experience this mindness that doesn't really belong to us, which is on the relative side. So with Dada's science, Akramignan, how do you handle possessiveness, which is called discharge ownership? Jai Sachidanand.
So when Dadaji showered his grace and imparted us with the vision, we did surrender mind and mindness, but still we observe that in the discharge, I have a lot of mind or mindness or whatever you say, possessiveness or ownership. And if I focus on to that, hey Dada Bhagwan, please give me the inner strength to see the mind or mindness wherever it is unfolding, then I can see that it is effective at so many places. At so many places. For example, in a gross example, the Indian cricket team lost. So many of us would have
upset.
some effect. Total upset. Why? Because it was a belief that this is my country, my team, and this is other team.
We lost.
Yeah. So that's a belief of mindness which is working there. So Dadaji gave a wonderful example that we have many circles of mindness, Mamtana Kundada in Gujarati Vakya. So this was one gross example that my country, India, Pakistan, whatever. Similarly, then there are so many other circles at all relative dealings, I would say. See, we would say that, oh, this is from my city, Baroda, Mahatma, Ahmedabad, Mahatma.
Our Gujarat.
Gujarat, whatever. Amchi Mumbai, Tumchi. So these circles are operational. And I'm not conscious, I don't have awareness also that these circles are operating. Now, when we come little narrowing down, then my family, uncle's son, my brother, or something. So wherever there is my or mindness, there is effect. If it is away from my or mindness, the effect will not be there. So once Dadaji used to give a very beautiful example that somebody was on a picnic tour and a call comes that your such and such house is on fire. The person starts smiling or laughing. The fellow friend started wondering, has he gone mad? He's receiving a phone call. Then he opens out the secret. Oh no, I have sold it before few days. So with a paper and few paper money, the mindness had gone. So similarly, but this was a gross example. Now where my mindness is working still is in my family, my relations, my wife, my son, my belongings, my house. If my car gets a dent, I will have a dent within. If Deepakanandji's car has a dent, I will, Deepakanandji, but I'll not have the effect.
That was my destiny, my bad luck.
But the effect will not be there inside. So wherever there is effect, usually it is due to mindness. Now let us go to subtler levels. At the subtle levels, my mindness is much operational at the level of my speech. I said so. I did so. I did nice satsang. So the ownership with the speech, mindness with the speech is not getting awareness focus or not getting broken down. Then more subtle levels, my understanding. I said so, I believe so, my belief, I believe so, I don't agree with your belief. So there also again my belief and your belief, my saying and your saying, my understanding, your understanding, me and you constantly goes on coming into play. So Dadaji said that when there is something between two families, they say my family and your uncle's family or your family. Within family, they say me and you, me and my brother, you are different. Then between husband and wife, when they are in a closed room, again my and you, me and you. And then, as I said, the subtle levels, the mindness is with my speech, my thoughts, my beliefs, my words, my saying, my ideas, and ultimately this mind, body, speech, even though I have surrendered my mindness titles, they are still operational. So when I look at this mindness, I can see all the circles of mindness, where and how they are operational. And then it comes within that still, and at the bottommost is the potapanu. Potapanu means the discharge egoism plus mindness. My saying, my understanding, my view, my idea with I, that becomes a potapanu. So ultimately it goes down to the subtlest level. And that is why Dadaji said that we are totally free of mindness. Even mind, body, speech, we don't have any mindness. But I do have at a discharge level, its effect, I'm experiencing, it's becoming so fast operational that yes, I can see that, or I can experience that.
Yeah, but then when such a thing comes up, how do you handle and come out of it?
Yeah. So the point is that as soon as it effect starts, I just come back that, oh, I'm Shuddhatma, Shailesh is different, I am different. And then I tell Shailesh that these are nothing but the changing circumstances, passing phases. Why are you attaching your ownership? You are just a nimit or instrument into that. And I experienced that in my own house, that no sooner the house was built, I started telling inside Shailesh that you are no more than a guest here. You are just an instrument for all these things. So never attach the mindness or never claim to be my or mine. So similarly, whenever the things come up, I just tell that these are the passing circumstances, and Shailesh, this is not permanently yours. So just pass through that.
Okay. Jai Sachidanand.
Okay, Jai Sachidanand. Okay, our time is up. Shaileshanandji, please do three mantra. Deepika, follow.
Sure.
Okay.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Savasahunam.
Namo Loe Savasahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Savapava Pranasano.
Savapava Pranasano.
Mangalanancha Savesim.
Mangalanam cha Savesim.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Quickly, I was reminded of one line, Deepakanandji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
केवळ ज्ञाता द्रष्टा एके परमाणु मारू નથી.
Correct. Okay.
Please.
Jai Sachidanand. Tomorrow's program. Tomorrow is Monday. New week is starting. Our regular satsang will be on 6:30. We have Pratavidi, 10:15 Gujarati satsang, 3 p.m. Hindi satsang, 4:30 Kirtan Bhakti and Aarti. Night 9 p.m. we have worldwide Gujarati satsang. But anyway, we are changing now to lobe.
Okay, fine. Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
So from tomorrow onwards, the next 2 weeks, we will focus on greed, and please keep an observation, keep an eye on that and how you handle greed during the day, and share your